You guys played wrestling. You went to an event. You took Abby Russell with you.
I was also there.
Yep. You played as well?
Yes, I did.
Yep. And you filmed some wrestler stuff that you're cutting currently.
Yeah, it should go up in the next day or two.
Okay.
But we can also briefly report back on what that game is.
What is wrestling?
It's that game.
It's the game. It looks.
What does that mean?
It looks a little better.
Okay.
It was running on a Pro, which I think this is the first one that was like designed within the Pro era.
Although it's important to note that even on the Pros, they did a elimination chamber match, which is a 6-man match, and it looked like it was going in slow motion at times.
Oh.
And if that's happening on the PS4 Pro and they're doing a Switch version, I'm very, very curious what that Switch
I
version's
don't
gonna be.
think you're doing this justice, because just to saying it slows down, like that just makes you think, oh, it's like frame rate drop, whatever. No, in that match in particular, and I did like a Royal Rumble one too, and this didn't happen during that. So it's not just the number of wrestlers in the ring.
Okay.
Probably the ring itself.
It's the ring and the giant set
cage
that they
thing.
build for it. It looked like they were wrestling underwater,
Oh, weird.
like for large chunks of that match.
Hey, game isn't out yet.
No, it's not. But
There's
that's
3
the
weeks to.
that's the build you put out that the press is seeing for the first time, and you're like, oh, well, that's acceptable. That does not give me a lot of hope.
Yeah.
How is the wrestling?
The wrestling itself feels the exact same, and like I don't know what the hook is this time, because every year they have the thing where it's
story
like,
mode.
Well, yeah, some years it's
It'll
like,
have
okay, we
that.
got the CM Punk story mode or the Triple H
Well,
one.
so they've mostly stopped doing that stuff. That's
Right.
like the historical
ran out of
tour
them.
thing.
Right,
They
right.
ran out of stuff they wanted to do with that, so they're not doing it anymore. They did that career mode thing the last 2 years, and that got a little better last year, but it was
My
still kind
career.
of tedious. But like the only mechanical change I could figure out while we were playing was that they've added a thing now where you can just pick up wrestlers and carry them around.
Yeah.
So you can set them up kind of wherever you want within the ring or outside, versus just like when you pick up a wrestler and just have to do the move. Like there's certain areas where you can just like get into the animation where you would do one of several different moves. But you can just carry them around like for a while, and they're like mashing a button to try and like escape you.
Okay.
But it's the same dumb like pin mechanics and
like we
submission
gotta
mechanics
chase the
and
bar
everything.
or the circle.
Yeah, like get your red into my blue or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. As someone who has not played these games before too, it felt very much like button mashing. Like it was hard to tell what was intentional on my end, and it was hard to tell the timing, and like there was no like satisfaction when I like got a move done.
No.
Abby, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Who was your favorite person that Dan interviewed? Who was your favorite like celebrity wrestler?
I'm interested in this as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That he interviewed, or just that was there?
But that was there,
Well,
maybe.
I was thinking like that you met in person. That was like, oh, this person's really nice, or this person's really not nice, or
I mean,
This
Xavier is always very nice.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
We met Bailey was very sweet. She seemed cool.
Smojo.
Samoa Joe is always very nice.
Okay.
That's a bunch. I was excited for Snoop Dogg.
All right. So then Snoop Dogg played. Who has a
He
family?
DJ'd.
in the-
His cousin, right? It's his
Yeah,
cousin?
Sasha Banks.
Yes.
His cousin.
They're like second
And
cousins
he did a
or something.
DJ set afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I loved it so much.
Very openly smoking a blunt and talking about
Absolutely.
smoking a blunt on stage.
Yeah.
That's his thing. It's his
I know.
trademark.
It's
Yeah.
the best. He was also like, he was like playing a like real range of music,
It was like
which
a
I
wedding
loved.
reception.
I know. It was so good. Oh my God. I was a big fan.
Did he
of
hang out?
that. I don't know.
Not around people.
I feel like
he
I
did
saw
at the end.
I've been looking at some footage that you shot, Abby, and he's like in the background of every shot.
He was like walking around in like the press section
Okay.
when we were like interviewing. He was like, because Sasha Banks was doing some interviews. We couldn't get her, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so he was like around behind stuff. So he's definitely like walking around.
He's like milling about, it's kind of lost, or maybe just very high.
He walked directly past me while he was going to that press area with his bodyguards.
It's exciting.
I caught a whiff.
Oh, was it patchouli or was it just
It was
straight
weed.
weed?
It was just smelled
Okay.
like weed.
Yeah,
Also-
WWE seems to have wrestlers who are like, oh, this is the real game people. We need these people to talk to them.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are like, this is general, so you get this class of wrestler.
Yeah.
Right.
But they certainly they've had enough in the past of like, don't talk to those. They're going to ask you stuff about the video game. Don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Anyone asking Brock Lesnar last year about video
Yeah.
games was
But these
disappointing.
days, I feel like more of their roster is at least like a little bit knowledgeable about that stuff.
It
Like
used
even
to
if
be you just talked to Cody Rhodes. 'cause
Yeah.
He's the only
Yeah.
one. He was the only one that played video games. And
Yep.
then if it was a fighting game thing, you could talk to CM Punk if he was around.
and now like half their roster has been on like up, down,
Oh,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I've like overheard people talking about playing the Switch. It's pretty cool.
Kofi?
Kofi
Kofi
Kingston.
played some games.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
like the ultimate gamer for a while.
yeah, he was.
that
Yeah,
team.
but that was just he only played fighting games, and then like maybe one of them would play like an MMO.
A Harley race, really big on the current stuff. Yeah.
Kofi Kingston is not Kofi Kingston anymore?
No, he's still Kofi Kingston.
He's in the New Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's mostly Kofi because he's not Jamaican
Anymore.
at all, ever.
He used to have a very thick Jamaican
Yeah.
accent, and it went away overnight.
You know, well, listen, times change.
They sure do.
Wrestlers get better, and then they don't have to do their bullshit
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah, they like the gimmick is no longer the thing that defines them necessarily.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fun event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm concerned about that game.
Oh, me too. I mean,
Aren't
it's,
you
it's
always,
the
though?
same concern.
Yeah.
It's been
But
bad
the
for
nice
years
thing
and
is
years.
that obviously it's in early access. There's already a good wrestling video game that came
There
out
is.
this year.
Fire Pro's
So-
out.
Oh,
who
Wrestling
cares?
Revolution 3D.
Clearly.
Yes, I mean,
It's been a
there's
banner year
something
for wrestling
very good
games.
about that game, but it's not the wrestling.
Right.
I'm still playing Fire Pro.
I can't also imagine playing a lot of Fire Pro and then trying to play WWE.
It's a
again.
very different experience.
It's like playing WWE and then trying to play like one of the MMA games that like they tried hard with.
like one of the ones that wasn't even like UFC, like
Yeah.
the off-brand,
Yeah.
like
Like
MMA,
Bellator.
like a Bellator game.
Bellator. Let's move on from the wrestling. Actually, did you interview Brock Lesnar?
He was not there
Lesnar was
this
not
year.
there. He's not
He
the cover
wasn't?
boy this year.
Okay.
Seth Rollins was there. He's on the cover this year.
It should have been an Angle.
Yeah.
Like, that's
he's
your
the
story
he's
He's
the
mode.
the
bonus.
DLC.
Kurt Angle's back. Here's his story. Here's his famous matches.
That would be great.
Beat him by cheating as Eddie Guerrero.
Yep.
I
like-
think they signed that deal with him too late to have built a mode
It
around
makes sense.
him.
Maybe that'll be next year's
Yeah.
if he's still around. But like that's your Kurt Angle, I know him. Like nostalgia.
Like Stone
thing.
Cold on the 13 cover or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
No, that's 16. Yeah.